Wellness experts now say strategic rest boosts productivity more than pushing through. Sounds like modern science, right? Actually, the Buddha said the same thing 2,500 years ago. But he didn't talk about productivity hacks or optimized schedules. His reason for stopping was something deeper, something that had nothing to do with getting more done. Today I'll share that difference, and why the guilt you feel when you finally sit still might be the very thing worth questioning. On the dry earth of India stood one great tree. The harsh sun scorched the ground, but beneath its branches was cool and quiet. Wind stirred the leaves with a dry, rustling sound. After a long and painful spiritual struggle, a man was making his way toward that shade. His body had gone past every limit it could bear. For 6 years, he had practiced extreme austerity. He stopped eating, cut back on sleep, and believed that punishing his body would bring him closer to awakening. Reduced to skin and bone, he collapsed one day by a riverbank. A village girl passing by offered him a bowl of milk porridge. His fellow ascetics saw this and turned away in disappointment. "He has fallen," they said. As he ate, he thought quietly to himself, was suffering never the path at all? No answer came, but warmth returned to his body for the first time in a long while. He sat down beneath the tree and simply sat, not fighting, not pushing himself to the edge, just sitting quietly, counting his breath. Night came, sleep came, morning came, days passed. One of his followers saw him from a distance and asked, astonished, "Are you just resting?" He opened his eyes and answered, "Yes, I am resting, and I have never been more awake." Somewhere along the way, we came to believe that rest itself is wrong, that pushing forward is right, and stopping is laziness. This belief is like an invisible cage. We lock ourselves inside a prison called correctness. The key sits on the inside, but we've forgotten how to turn it. What hurts isn't rest itself. It's the belief that we shouldn't rest, sitting in our minds like some fixed truth. And every time we rest, guilt rises up. The problem isn't the rest. It's that we haven't noticed the cage that refuses to allow it. The Buddha tried to reach awakening by punishing his body, but at the very edge of his limits, what he found was a cage called the self who keeps fighting. Even the hard-working self we think of as our true self may have only appeared there, shaped by the expectations and competition around us. Our connections had built the bars of that cage. Resting is not running away. It is the first moment we notice the bars for what they are. Many fear that if they stop pushing, they will fall apart. But what falls apart is only the borrowed shape forced into that cage. At work, some people check email even during their break, skipping lunch to keep working. Everyone else is working hard, so I can't be the one who rests. This feeling is the cage of correctness itself, but the body cannot recover without rest. We've all seen someone push through until their health broke down. The same cage appears in parenting. The belief that a good parent should always be doing something for their child wears mothers and fathers down to exhaustion. If you collapse in front of your child, you can't even support them anymore. Letting someone else watch your child for a little while so you can sleep isn't neglect. It's the quiet preparation you need to face them again. The same thing happens in caregiving. If I rest, they'll be in trouble. Some people think this way and keep cutting into their own sleep. But with a heart worn thin, you cannot truly be present for another person. Resting isn't abandoning them. It's the quiet preparation to come back. Today, there is just one thing I want you to try. Sometime in the afternoon, close your eyes and lie down for just 15 minutes. Not to solve anything, just to let your body rest. Leave your phone in another room. While you're lying there, a voice may rise up asking, "Is it really okay to be doing this?" You don't need to argue with that voice. Just notice it. There's the cage speaking again. That's enough. Doing this once won't necessarily make your heart feel lighter, but little by little, you may start to see the outline of the guilt that always rose up whenever you rested. That alone is a meaningful step. When was the last time you did nothing at all? Just let your body rest. What voice did you hear in your heart at that moment? We easily fall into believing that pushing forward without rest is admirable, all while quietly blaming ourselves whenever we stop. The moment we recognize it as a trap, the pressure to keep pushing gently begins to loosen. The man who sat beneath the tree found stillness only when he stopped fighting. Your 15 minutes today might become that same shade beneath the tree. Thank you for listening this far. Tonight, please let your body lie down and rest. If this story lit even a small light in your heart, I'm grateful. Subscribe to join us for the next story. Thank you for all your hard work today. I'll see you in the next story. The wisdom of a midday rest connects deeply to how sleep itself fits into daily practice, something we explored in a previous teaching. You'll find it linked in the description below. Living alongside the Buddha will keep bringing you stories that speak to your heart. Pause. Whose face came to mind while you were listening today? There's no need to hurry. Let today's words rest within you for a while. Come back here whenever it feels right.